hostage, a scary situation playing out in the heart of Sydney. The signs of this attack might be politically motivated. Plus,
it's terrible, in a way it's tragic, and it's certainly criminal.
Crimes of Opportunity, the performer who's spreading the word about holiday scams, how he's making sure no one gets conned. And helping a hit-and-run victim, the man who was put in the hospital while doing his job. What you can do to help ease his medical bills.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is 8 News Now, Weekend Edition.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Patranya Bhoolsuwan in for Sharie Johnson. We're following developing news out of Sydney tonight, where a dramatic hostage situation is underway. It's happening in the busy shopping area inside a chocolate shop. In the last hour, 2 more people have managed to get out of that building, bringing the total now to 5. Authorities would not say if these people were released or if they had escaped. Police negotiators are on site and are in contact with the gunman who may have a political agenda. Wendy Gillette has more on this breaking story.
They're not moving.
And this is frightening and chilling stuff.
Television footage shows several people with their hands in the air near the windows of a Lindt chocolate shop and cafe in central Sydney. Hundreds of heavily armed police have the area surrounded. Officials say at least 1 armed man is inside. Late Sunday, 3 hostages ran from the store to safety.
We are at this stage continuing to secure and make sure that we're doing all we can to bring this to a peaceful outcome.
A black flag has been spotted in the store with Arabic writing that says there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of God.
We don't know whether this is politically motivated, although obviously there are some indications that it could be.
Airspace was shut down over the area, which is the heart of Sydney's financial and shopping district. Stefan Meyer works nearby.
There's helicopters around everywhere at the moment, and the streets are all blocked off.
Australians don't normally see this kind of activity.
Oh, no. It's and this Lindt Cafe, a good portion of Sydneyites would go there for a cup of coffee regularly.
Australia has been on high alert for possible attacks launched by homegrown radicalized Muslims returning from fighting in Iraq and Syria. Wendy Gillette for CBS News.
And CBS News sources say that there were as many as 20 hostages inside that store. President Obama has now been briefed on the situation. What happens every holiday season? Scammers searching for the latest ways to rip you off. One man visiting the Valley this week has made it his mission, though, to educate consumers about scammers the Las Vegas way. 8 News Now reporter Vanessa Murphy is here to explain. Vanessa?
Nevada is in the top 10 for states with the most fraud complaints. Consider that, and the holiday season. We sat down with a man who says he's making it his mission to educate consumers about scams. He's based in Nashville, but he also works here in the Valley. He happens to be a card shark. We are in Las Vegas.
Jason Michaels knows trickery.
Go ahead.
He works as an entertainer and speaker.
So I've been fascinated with scams, hustles, cons.
The hustler or the con artist.
He tells people how not to get cheated after he says he did as a hopeful businessman, losing nearly $10,000 fresh out of college.
If it appears too good to be true, it probably is.
But we hear the stories over and over again.
I thought, gee, it pays $200. That's really good. I could use it for gas right now.
There were a lot of red flags.
He's just a thief.
And this time of year, expect it to get worse.
They're finding a way to basically ruin, or not just ruin your holidays, but ruin a portion of your life.
From stealing numbers on the back of gift cards to sending emails which lead to broken promises. 'Tis the season for scammers.
It's terrible, in a way it's tragic, and it's certainly criminal.
He says there's even a Santa Claus scam. An email from what appears to be a company promises a handwritten letter delivered to a child for $19.95. But it's just a ploy to get credit card information.
There is no handwritten letter because this is just another phishing scheme. Watch this.
Michaels says I can fall for a card trick like this.
That's ridiculous.
Because he knows how to distract me, just like a scammer might.
A scam artist is literally about directing your attention away from what's really going on to make you look at something else. And they're going to manipulate you in a way that's going to ruin a small portion of your life.
And Michael speaks about his scam formula. S, stop and think about the person who may be pressuring you to make a quick and poor decision. C, consider if their offer sounds legit. A, ask someone else what they might think about it. M, move away. The formula, kind of a fun way to protect yourself and your money. Patranya.
All right, good advice, Vanessa. Thank you. And these aren't the only holiday scams going around right now. The Better Business Bureau is warning about scammers posing as everything from retailers to banks or even shipping companies who send emails that look very authentic. The subject lines could say order confirmation, status notification, or package undeliverable. But opening the link will then install malware on your computer, and that's then used to steal your passwords and bank account information when you type them in the future. For more information on how to protect yourself, you can always go to our website. That's 8newsnow.com, or on our mobile app and use the keyword cyber. It will link you to a website called CyberSafe NV. In other news tonight, police are not suspecting foul play after a body was discovered in a drainage ditch in Henderson. Authorities say that the person was lying face down on Wisner Way, that's near Boulder Highway and Galleria. Investigators have not identified the person, and we still don't know the cause of death. When we get more information, we'll pass it along to you. An apartment fire has left one man seriously injured tonight. It happened at a complex near Flamingo and McLeod just before 1 this afternoon. Firefighters found the man unconscious. He's being treated at Sunrise Hospital. Preliminary investigations show that the blaze may have started on the couch inside that apartment. Well, big crowds are expected tomorrow as Nevadans race to sign up for health care. Monday is the deadline to sign up under the Affordable Care Act if you want to be covered by January 1st. The Nevada Health Co-op has been offering free help for people wanting to sign up for coverage. They said that they've been seeing about 50 to 100 people a day, but tomorrow they expect to see double that number. Last year, major system glitches through the state exchange prevented people from signing up and even paying, but so far this year, things are going much smoother.
What we have found that's been wonderful this year is that the marketplace has been working a lot smoother. We've been able to get people through the system with fewer glitches, and so the process is a lot easier than last year.
If you want to wait until February 15th to sign up, then your coverage actually won't kick in until March, and you could be fined for a lapse in coverage. The Nevada Health Co-op Walk-In Center will be open tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They're located right near Meadows Mall. You can also go to the Health Link Enrollment Store. That's located inside the Boulevard Mall. Alamo Hand Car Wash is holding a fundraiser this coming Wednesday to help one of its employees hurt in a hit-and-run crash. In this video you're about to see, you can see a white car that actually backed into two workers at the car wash near Russell and Harmon. Well, one of them, named Francisco, had to be taken to the hospital. You see the crash right there. The driver then drove away. The other worker is doing okay. They've also set up a GoFundMe page hoping to raise $1,000. All the proceeds will go to help this worker and his medical bills. If you have information on the suspected driver, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555. Tomorrow morning, two women connected to one of the worst child sex rings in years are set to face a judge. 47-year-old Christopher Sina, his wife, 48-year-old Deborah, and 43-year-old ex-wife Terry, all accused of sex crimes against at least 8 children. Metro says that the crimes had been happening for years, and they say that Christopher was the mastermind behind this case. He faces more than 20 charges and is due in court on Tuesday. His bond set at $250,000. No bond yet for Terry and Deborah, who will again be in court tomorrow morning. Well, the man who was part of a prison cell phone smuggling plot is set to be sentenced tomorrow. Derek McKnight admitted to one count of bribing a police officer and pleaded guilty back in October. As our I-Team first reported, he was one of 7 people involved in a scheme to get cell phones, vodka, even food to prisoner Amar Harris. Harris is accused of killing 3 people on the Strip, but is serving time for another crime. The next hearing is set for 9 o'clock tomorrow after it was delayed for a week. 2 years of grieving. The families of the Sandy Hook shooting take their action in court. The lawsuit filed and why the closure that may not come easy. And what's in a name? Why Senator Reed's name is no longer on a building at his alma mater, who he's claiming for taking it down.
This portion of 8 News Now is brought to you by Nevada Acura Dealers.
Tonight, a soggy and damaged West Coast bracing for more wet weather. Last week's powerful storm dumped up to 11 inches of rain in some areas. But despite more forecasted showers, some people are actually happy about it. Bigat Shaban reports from Camarillo, California.
This was a living room at one point.
Yes.
Ron Shiraishi doesn't recognize his parents' home. Rocks and boulders fill the living room after Friday's intense rain triggered mudslides in Camarillo, north of Los Angeles.
I saw those rocks in there. I said, oh, forget it. It's totaled.
Fire crews rescued Shiraishi's parents from their bed after an avalanche of debris slammed into their house and more than a dozen others. Up to a foot of muck covers the floors.
The rocks now blocking the street are almost as tall as the houses here.
Yeah, that's how much earth actually moved last night.
Ventura County Sheriff's Captain Don Aguilar says this area was left vulnerable after a wildfire scorched the nearby hillside last year.
There's nothing to hold in the ground that's going to keep things from sliding or moving, so the earth is going to move when the water hits it, and when you have that large amount of water in a short period of time, it's severely damaging.
Despite the mess, many who live in drought-plagued California are welcoming the next storm in this week's forecast.
We really sympathize with them. We need this rain.
Much of this swollen river will be converted into drinking water. But until more rain falls, most of California will remain under extreme drought conditions. Bigat Shaban, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Lake Shasta, California's largest reservoir, rose from 26% of its capacity to 31% just over the last week. The rain helped provide more than 94 billion gallons of water. That's a one-year supply for about 540,000 homes. Well, Brian Brennan is here now with the forecast. They definitely need that rain out in California, but when you get too much too fast, that's a problem.
Right, the entire Southwest really needs it. So it is beneficial when it makes its way over to the Rockies, drops some snow. Not beneficial when it comes with all those high winds and just drenches areas. We won't see that. It is expected to be a much lighter storm system that will come through in effect.
The next few days, right?
In just the next few days, we'll get a little bit of a sprinkling shower, even some widespread rain possible on Wednesday. But like I said, not nearly what we saw last week, and not nearly what San Francisco saw last week at all either. We have temperatures dropping to where they should be for this time of year. 44 tonight, partly cloudy if you're walking out right now. Those clouds will start making their way in tomorrow as we see more of those storm systems move in. Our almanac shows we got up to a high of 56 degrees, right where we should be. That's normal. Our low at 39 is right where it should be for this time of year. We've been warm for the last few weeks. Now we're right where we should be in December. 44 degrees on the Strip, 40 Summerlin in the low 40s all the way down to St. Rose Parkway. Pahrump, you're at 40 degrees as well. Prim, 46. Boulder City, 41. Searchlight and Laughlin in the mid to upper 40s. Chilly tonight, so if you're heading out, definitely grab a sweater. You're going to need it. You're going to need it tomorrow, too. Our 10-hour forecast shows us rebounding at about 41 degrees, so most people are going to start their workday in the mid to low 40s tomorrow. So if you don't mind these temperatures, it really was a beautiful weekend. This picture taken Saturday. You can still see the clouds in the sky. Robert Frost would like this title at Road Less Traveled, and we have frosty vegetation right there. Beautiful pictures sent in. Our viewers sent great pictures to our Facebook page. Active weather week. If you're hiking, definitely want to be careful because of all that snow. We have rain and snow chances Tuesday night and Wednesday. Like I said, we should have a couple inches of new snow accumulation over 5,000 feet. It'll be a slick commute, not nearly as much as we saw Friday, but still some active weather here. We have just some storm systems moving off into the Midwest, mid-Mississippi Valley. Las Vegas staying clear. We expect to see, just like what we saw earlier, this kind of storm system moving in from the Pacific, dropping some rain, which is good. We need it. We've been in a 14-year drought. 40 degrees tonight is your low, partly cloudy. Pahrump, you'll drop to 30. 56 degrees tomorrow, mostly cloudy. And then you see the 7-day forecast, that active week ahead, Tuesday into Wednesday. Wednesday, really the best chance. Temperatures in the mid-50s for your highs. And then at the end of the week, we drop into the 30s. Patranya.
All right, thanks, Brian. Well, this holiday season, foster kids in Southern Nevada got a present that can't be wrapped, a day to spend with their brothers and sisters. The gift of giving event was today at Circus Adventure Dome. Organizers say that is a chance for these siblings who have to live with separate foster families to reconnect and just have fun. About 100 kids got to enjoy rides, carnival games, or were even able to shop for Christmas gifts with their siblings.
To see my little brother have a smile on his face and enjoy him having fun. Because if without him, I couldn't have a smile on my face.
And this event is organized by St. Jude's Child Focus Program. It's a nonprofit program that supports abused, neglected, and homeless kids and teens. The holiday clock indeed ticking.
It's been a lot of packages, heavy mail.
What the post office is doing to get everything there in time just for the big day and how you can avoid the line. And price plunge at the pump, but cheap gas won't just help with travel. Where else you'll be saving this winter?
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is 8 News Now, Weekend Edition.
Get ready to wait in line if you plan to head to the post office tomorrow. It's expected to be the busiest one of the year. Some Valley post offices were open today in anticipation for the holiday rush. They will also be open next Sunday to accommodate the crowds. Across the nation, USPS expects to process more than 640 million pieces of mail tomorrow alone. Last year, the post office lost more than $5 billion, so the agency is now kicking into high gear, making deliveries 7 days a week in some areas until Christmas.
We have a lot of people that live out here away from their families, so they send a lot of presents.
Some of my kids live out in the country, so they won't necessarily get the same time as the people that live in the big cities.
Well, if you want to skip the line entirely at the post office, you can always schedule a package pickup for free. And keep in mind, if you're hoping to save some cash, tomorrow is the deadline for standard mail to make it in time for Christmas. It's December 20th for first class and priority mail, and December 23rd for priority mail express. And here's an early Christmas present for you. Prices at the pump still dropping. Right now, AAA says that the national average for regular unleaded is $2.56. It's $2.72 in Las Vegas. That's down, though, from a more than $4 average back in July of 2008 when prices hit an all-time high. Oil experts say by Christmas, some places could be below $2.50, and there's signs that that can continue to drop. And there's an added benefit as well. Crude oil prices are expected to help reduce household heating oil costs by 27%, a savings of $632 for families compared to last winter. Well, the world's most famous spy turned out to be no match against cyber criminals. The new James Bond movie Spectre has become the latest Sony hacking victim. Producers say an early version of the screenplay has been stolen and snippets have now been leaked online. Sony has been under siege for weeks as unidentified cyber attackers have leaked unreleased movies and embarrassing emails that attack the president and take jabs at film stars, including Angelina Jolie.
Big trouble. To me, this is Hollywood's Edward Snowden moment. And what's a problem with that is we don't know what's coming next.
Some speculate North Korea may be behind this attack, seeking revenge for Sony's upcoming comedy, The Interview, which mocks North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The company producing Spectre, Eon Productions, warns that the script is protected by copyright laws. Well, a big-time number is set to hit Las Vegas. The record our city is celebrating and how tourism leaders are making people feel lucky tonight.
This portion of 8 News Now is brought to you by El Cortez Hotel and Casino.
A local radio host went to extremes this year to show people the true meaning of the holidays. Since Thursday, December 4th, Chet Buchanan from the Morning Zoo has been living on top of a 30-foot high scaffold. He'll be there until tomorrow morning. It's all to remind people to donate gifts and money for kids in need this holiday.
For 12 days out of the year, we get the opportunity to show just what Las Vegas is about. This city has heart and generosity.
Chet says they're already on pace to beat last year's goal. All the toys stay in Clark County. Help of Southern Nevada coordinates this process, and it's all happening at the NV Energy parking lot off Sahara and Jones. A record number of rodeo lovers hit the valley for the National Finals Rodeo. Wrangler NFR says that the 10-day event at the Thomas and Mack brought in more than 177,000 people this year. That topped last year's record of 176,000. And Cowboy Christmas and Cowboy Fan Fest also drew big crowds as well to the convention center. More than 200,000 people stopped in to check out the goods. NFR will be staying in Las Vegas, by the way, through 2024. And Las Vegas hitting a big-time milestone. 40 million visitors came to town this year.
What did we win? I don't know, but we won. We won.
Well, so LasVegas.com celebrated with some big-time prices. They went on a scavenger hunt tonight to thank tourists for visiting the city. They started off at the Link, where those two girls in the video won $100 and showed tickets. Penn and Teller handed out free cupcakes. Then at the Stratosphere, Claire St. Clair took the sky jump plunge with 2 lucky visitors. Last year, Las Vegas had 39.6 million visitors. This is the first time we have surpassed the $40 million mark. The 40 million visitor mark. That's a lot of people.
I bet a bunch of the tourists thought that's just every day in Las Vegas.
I know, right? Well, thanks for joining us. We'll be back in the morning at 4 a.m.